Welcome to the video everyone, and today we are going to learn HTTP request. So let me get started. So we are on the pub.dev, and today we will learn how to make a request from a Flutter application. Like we want to load some data from the API or some backend you have, and you want to load that data. So you come on the pub.dev file, search for the HTTP package. This one is a very important package and crucial one that we need to use. So I will click on this one. Okay, so by its name it means HTTP. That means we need this package for making a request to the server or any API that you want to like call using your code inside the Flutter application. Okay, so if I go on installing section, so we need to run this command, and I have already created a very basic folder. Let me show you what's happening right now. I've already run the application, so this will save me time, a lot of time. Let me show you what happened. So I have cleaned the extra folders, like clean up the extra folders and clean up the extra code that we have. Right now you can see black window, which does not look like cool, but in a minute we will have some good application working one. Okay, so first step is this: I press Ctrl J in a terminal. I add this command. This command will add HTTP package inside my pubsec.yml file, where you can see all the package listed there. So if I open right now, then I think you should have all the things paired. See, HTTP packet get automatically get added. Okay, so now what need we do? Simple, it is very simple. I go on here, I create a new page. There's a website or a platform called JSON Placement API. Like it is mostly used when we want to test your application. This is able to fetch data from the server or from internet online. So this is where we are. So this is called JSON placeholder. Means it will give us a mock JSON that we can say we want to test it out, the application holds or not. So it's like a fake, like you are having a fake API that is running on the internet and you can have it back. So let's assume we have a server and we have an app that whenever we need some data, it will make a request and server will send us a response. So we have lots of we have lots of ways of making requests. Like sometimes we want to only get the data from server and post. Sometimes we want to send the data to the server. Like sometimes put, like we want there is some data on server that we want to update it, and there is a delete, like as its name suggests, whenever you want to delete some data, there's a delete type of HTTP request. And then after one, the patch, like it's also like a similar one, but I hope you got the idea. This is all like a very simple way of understanding things. There are lots of things going on. So let me close this up. Okay, come back. So right now what we need to do, I go in there. Let's come back to JSON placeholder. What do we need? See, so there is a run this code here and a console or from any site. So if I run this one, see, so whenever someone tries to fetch, it's a JS method, but let me give you an idea what happens when your application make a fetch request or want to request from a certain API, that let's say JSON placeholder API. So it is asking for one signal to do. We are processing it out, and if the request gets successfully processed, then you will have a response like this. So this is also known as JSON response. Like you have a key value pair. Okay, like you want to show your data inside application, then you need to go for title and this way. So this is a very basic JSON response. Right now it's on a website. We will try to do same thing in our application. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. First we import our package, important package that currently has the our http.dart. So let me get this file and we will make it as a alias http. Let me off my net, sorry, my companion for 20 minutes. Okay, so first we imported our library for the application, and second we, let me tell you this one, widgets Flutter bindings. Okay, this one dot insure initialized. So this function call, or I say class call, makes sure that our all the code runs after the all the videos are being prepared. Okay, so this one bottom line. So it makes sure that we have a good thing, like it's doing all the things before we show our UI. Okay, okay. So I have converted this my app into a stateful application right now, because we need to have some state controls. Okay, next, for now we will create a method in here. I will call it the void, and I will just name data void fetch data. So it will just going to get the data from a the JSON API. So let me get the JSON API, this one, and I copy the location. Yes, copy the location, and in here I will say a response. Oh, no issues, I just call it final response, and I will say OCL, and I will say await, and http dot get, and I will say, since it needs an URI type object, so I will pass URI and that parse and paste all the things. So remove this one and paste my object in here. Is there extra commas? I remove the extra commas. Okay. Now anything here? Yes. Since we are calling the await a keyword, we need to tell the function is also async. Async means this function might be delayed or might have some work that needs some calculation in background. So we are telling that is the async function, means our code will not stop, or like it will just put it in the stack. Like it may have some response that will come later. Like always put your network calls in an async code, so it will not like hamper your UI. So it's a bad and good step. Okay, and after that, since we are making a request, we also pass a URL. Now it's time to read the data what we're getting. So response dot body semicolon, and after that, now we have a method that will get the response and print the body. Now who will call it? So later we will call with the help of widget, but right now we need to do something. So for now I will call the init. So you can say override init. So init is a part of the lifecycle method. That means init state will run each and every time whenever our application get restart. So that's a very critical point you need to remember. Init is a lifecycle method. It will run each time whenever you restart your application. Okay. So I need to have this idea. And then I will call this method. Okay. And let's see what we're getting. Now I just make a restart, and if I'm not wrong, I will see the response. Okay, okay. Now what is happens? It just now says this. We are trying to make a request, but sometimes it's happening in my case. It will get error like this one. So I got a response of whole chunk of code. It in the main in the scene, it's saying that you are being blocked. Why? Because you are acting as a bot right now, because we are not using a browser but making a request. That means you are as a bot. So to clear out the idea that API got up for us, like we are a bot, we need to tell we are just a regular application, not a bot. So I need to add some headers. So let me copy paste the code. Okay, and I copy the code, and I will say paste it here. Add headers. So it's a quite easy idea, easy way to get your things done. So let me get this one. See, uh, agent headers. It's called agent headers, like add agent headers. What I am doing, I am trying to get the headers that are needed to get the clear ideas. So yes, I think so. This one. So I need the header section. This one. This one is telling the request that some user with the help of Mozilla browser are trying to make a request. Like we are telling it we are not a bot. Okay. So I just need to put it here. And I clear this up all the things and restart it out. Oh, let me do the magic then. Let me just do my magic. So I have this map selected, control plus I am calling my uh, add correct headers. I can get the headers, no issue, but since we are trying to get the things out, I am already used in campaign, that why not use this one? Let me just say refresh it up. Okay, nicely we got our response. What we expected from in here. Let me close one. Since as we expecting this one, we also got a response in this one. Okay, in special case I did this. We don't need to do this. If you are like you getting a response without doing this, then it's nice for you. If not, you can type this and use my method if you're using VS Code or in a studio. So we got this till here. Now the issue is this, it not look like good, it looks weird. Since we got a JSON response, but we need to show an application, because that's the reason we are trying to make an application. So how this done? So first step, let me tell you that this is just a string. Like it look like JSON, but it's a string in the form of JSON. So I need to do some things before anything at all. So first of all, we need to convert it. Okay, like use a method to convert it first. Second, we need to do some things. So I will come in here. Okay, and let me get the idea how things running. Okay, so I will copy this one, go down a little bit. I need a little bit more JSONs. Users post 100 post 200 to dos. Okay, so let me see. So we are getting a list inside we are getting an object. Okay, so let's get started. I will copy this location. Oh, we just need to remove this one now. Yeah, coming back in here, I just come in here, remove this one. Okay, remove this one and come down a little bit more. We will create a object to hold data, hold to dos. I will call a list. I will say there's a map and there's a dynamic. Why it down? Because we don't know the type. We don't know the type, but still it's better to have a like a dynamic and dynamic. Okay, what now happening? Okay, I say data. Now what? Okay, so I telling that this will be later filled, but not right now. Okay, now coming down there, I will just put it like this. I have a data, so I will say let me fill the data equal from JSON decode. Is a method called JSON decode. This one, JSON decode. What it needs data. So I will say response have a data, get from the body, and this thing done. And if I'm not wrong, it will do a trick. Now it's a quite good part. Let's get started in here. I will add a first material app, because since we are very now we are on the home page. So scaffold and come in here. We have a body, sorry, home, child, app, body. Okay. In here we will just add a list view, or not normal list view. We need a builder ones. Okay. In there I will say there's a build context that parameter going to create, and there's the index. Okay, nice. So now I will say return. There's a list tile thingy, and we need this one. I will say title, and there's a text. Okay, and in here I will just say we have a data of where we have a data dot, and let me get the parameters. So I will just showing title for now. So title data dash title. Okay, and in here, okay, yes. So since we are no, well, let me give you an idea one more. Final, I will say there's a where we have a to do, single to do. How will you get the to do? We have a data of lots of things inside the index we are putting, and now it's done. So now in here I will say to do. Okay, nice. Now it's done. Everything is crystal clear. I don't think I have a doubt anyway. So let me show you. Okay. Since it's a stateful application, we can do a trick to clear things out. Now I'm making it clear. See. So I hope it's not a bad idea. So let's another field data has not been initialized. Okay. 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 Yeah. My bad. Sorry about. So now, whenever we create a builder, we need to pass the item length. I will say item count and this is a data dot length. Okay. So right now, what to do? Let me just refresh it up all the way in. Okay. In here we got nothing in here. Why? Okay. So let me just get this set straight, and I will come down there. I will create a button. Just make a refresh view, and I say what is it called? Floating action button. We need floating action button. We need floating action button. This one we need, and I will say fresh. Just refresh the screen. I will say child icon button. Sorry, icons. I cannot refresh. And there's a small change in here. Okay, nice. Okay, nothing coming up. Why not? Why not? So we updated this data in here. I hope so. Let me check what's in there. Data. We don't now need this thing. Do this live. No, we can't have this one. Okay, let's go for dynamic then. Oh yeah, not quite good, but still we got the response from it. So this one is we are fetching data from the net. As you can see, we don't have a like a way of knowing things and all, but it is. So we fetch the data, displayed it through our application. We have a refresh button. We can hide this debug thingy. It's not look good. So let me clear this for you. Where is there? Material app. Show debug only banner. False. And it gets go away. Okay. And for a better thingy, I can do a little bit more for nice things. UV or something I can cover inside of a container. Okay. And in decoration, in box decoration, inside there I will say there's a background we want. Okay, let me just do a thing. I can do a card one. Why not use card? We have a card, then use card. Elevation one, color. Okay, color. I will say colors dot number. Ha, see, just little change and the UI is completely different and overhaul. And just add an index. So can I do this? So I come in here. I will add the double quotes on there, so it will not through the errors. But after doing some things, let me say dollar index, and one more is this one. So we are adding some numbers. Now it may show you the good one. Okay, nice. So we fetch the data from the API. So that's today's lesson and all. I hope you got the clear idea like what we did and what we not. I will be pushing this data into the GitHub application. You may have the data and full source code through the description. So see you guys, make application, and I want you to have like a good UI. I have just a basic UI because we have time foundation, but you have not. So try make a good app and get the ideas. So we also faced some errors. We cleared it. In the end, we use AI. But since we knew that there are some headers, but getting good one headers quite headache thing. So that's all. In the video, we did lots of things for compilation. We first imported our HTTP package. We then told the Flutter itself that we want first our all the widgets to be ready for the UI and all the data done beforehand. Then we created my application, like my app is stateful widget, because we need some why we get a stateful widget, because we need to have this lifecycle method. So that's why we created a stateful widget. Inside of there we created a list late like a variable data that will be like we are not initializing in the start but in the end. Okay, now we created a fetch method that is a async, that means it will do a lot of work behind the scenes and under work. Okay, and also we use the HTTP package to make a request from API. We got the data, we also converted it using JSON decode. Printing the data is not a good idea, let's comment it out. Let me remove this basic default things. Okay, and now all things are done. This is a basic UI we have done a lot of times. So that's all. See you in the next video, guys.